Yo, Yuki here. The rebelling rose, the messenger of facts, the one born to be berserk, the one chained to oblivion, returning yet again with another excellent video. Today, I wanted to give out more anime recommendations, so we're gonna list off top 10 anime that you should give a watch, right? Um, so yeah, we're just gonna add on to the greatness that I did when I did my top 10 greatest anime of all time. So yeah, let's get straight into it. First up on the list, we have Lord of the Rings, War of Rohirrim. I wanted to kick it off with a modern anime because I know you clowns be crying in the damn corner somewhere going about like, but Yuki, man, but Yuki, where's the modern anime, man? You only talk about old anime. I'm like, okay, well, here's one for you. Yeah, this is an incredible movie right here. Great movie for Lord of the Ring fans. Um, it's cool to see this short story getting adapted, and it's nothing short of incredible. I mean, this is uh very well done. Animation is stellar, music is great, the voice acting is really well done, and yeah, I mean, there's what else is there really to say about this movie? I mean, if you missed out on this movie when it came out last year, boy, ooh, you missed out. Oh, you missed out. Great movie. Next up on the list, we have Ice. Now, Ice is an interesting movie. I actually have this on DVD. And yeah, I mean, it's a three-part OVA. I call it a movie because it kind of is a movie. Most OVAs are anyway. But yeah, this is a such a relevant movie. Going back and watching this, I'm like, oh my goodness, man. Boy, this movie is so relevant. It's insane. Um, but yeah, you basically have this world that is led by women only, right? Women are the only ones left after a virus pretty much wiped out mostly everybody. Nature is all fucked up due to experiments of the past. So, you have these creatures that, um, just exist pretty much off of each other in this weird sense. I mean, oh my goodness. It's crazy shit. But yeah, so they're basically trying to find a way to keep themselves going. They're like, okay, what do we do? So on one side, you have this organization that creates ice, this project where they're making artificial humans, and they're doing all that by science, and they're making all these clones and trying to, get an artificial human that can actually produce a real baby. And with that, there's a warning of like the evils of men and what have you, and how their greed led to that. And how it's like, okay, if they're gonna keep trying to do that, you're gonna be just as bad. You're gonna end up falling off, right? So that was kind of interesting. And then on the other side, you have this clan, this old family clan, that engages um in Yuri all the time. They're kind of a free spirit, and they embrace the end. They're like, okay, we actually want to put an end to the world, right? We actually want to go back to nothingness, give back to mother nature, and kind of correct all the sins and what have you. But yeah, it's very interesting how this story played out, right? And it kind of goes in a loop, at least towards the end. But yeah, this was a really great anime, man. Story wise, man, this was something else, especially on how they talk about greeds of men. Uh, how they talk about, okay, if we keep turning a blind eye, if we're gonna keep being ignorant, this world's gonna get fucked up in the next few years. This is gonna turn into a reality. And man, definitely was way ahead of its time for sure. But anyways, moving on. Next up, we have Armitage. This was an awesome movie right here, man. Um, but yeah, you basically have another series that has to do with AI and the conflict with those robots that contain that AI, right? And in this, it's like, oh, you have all this conflict, and then you find out, holy shit, some of these robots can actually produce real humans. So it gets even crazier once it gets to that point. Great characters here. Animation is stellar, of course. AIC pointing in that work. Music is great. Animation is stellar. So yeah, some great cyberpunk sci-fi going on right over here. Next up on the list, we have Getter Robo Armageddon. This is a Go Nagai classic, so if you're a big mecha fan, you probably already know what this is. You already know what time it is with Getter Robo. But for those of you that don't know, um, this is an amazing OVA, especially for the Getter Robo fans. It's really tailored for Getter Robo fans, but I mean, you could still watch it and not know anything about Getter Robo. It's one of those series where it's like, yeah, it's not the greatest plot. It doesn't have, you know, the best of the best in that regard, but character wise, enjoyable. Animation is stellar here. I mean, boy, they just go all in on the animation in this series, man. I look at Get a Robo, I'm like, boy, oh, y'all don't know what good animation looks like. You want good animation? Go to Get a Robo. That's how you do great animation, especially for action sequences, right? But yeah, great stuff here. Next up on the list, we have Tokyo Majin. Now, I'm only going to be talking about season 1 because season 2 is absolutely garbage. Do not watch season 2. We're only going to be talking about season 1. So basically, the rundown for this, you have a group of high school students that basically deal with paranormal activity and what have you. And it's based off a game that's very, very similar to SMT and Persona. And it's a Japanese exclusive game, but the anime got released to the States. And yeah, I mean, wow, I love the music in this anime, man. I mean, the music in here is so eerie and creepy. It's cool, man. It's real cool. Great horror anime for sure. And another beautiful thing is a lot of people love to hype up Jujutsu Kaisen, but I'm looking at Tokyo Majin. I'm like, Tokyo Majin was Jujutsu Kaisen before Jujutsu Kaisen could even fucking walk, and it's far better than that trash. Characters are way more interesting than characters in Jujutsu Kaisen. And yeah, it's just a much more pleasant experience than that garbage. But anyways, with that being said, let's move on. Next up on the list, we have Vampire Hunter D. Now, I'm not talking about Bloodlust because everyone knows about Bloodlust already. And it's a great movie. Madhouse put in that work. But what I don't see enough of is people talking about the original OVA. And there's something so unique about that. I feel like with Bloodlust, because it's based off that third novel, it kind of goes into other characters and what have you, which is fine, but it's more of an extension of Vampire Hunter. But the original OVA, you get more of D himself, D as a character, his struggles as a Dampier. That's what made this OVA hit for me more than anything. Just seeing this man struggling, um, as a Dampier and saving that village and what have you. Plot's very simple, but the animation is great. Voice work is amazing here. Characters are great. I love the characters here. And yeah. Next up on the list, we have Android Kikaider. This is a classic one right here. I mean, I love the Android Kikaider manga. And the anime is a great adaptation of that manga, man. I mean, this is really, really well done. This was back in the day when a lot of Ishinomori's works was getting some sort of anime. And if we're being honest, I do think that this is definitely better than 009. And, I have a nostalgia for 009, but we gotta be honest, that series doesn't even come close to Kikaider. I mean, Kikaider kind of takes the best of both worlds from Kamen Rider and 009. So with this series, you have this character that's just kind of a wanderer, right? He's trying to find his own purpose in life. And, he's trying to deal with the fact that he's a machine, he's a robot. People see him differently. And he has to come to terms with that, right? He's seen as a monster by everybody else. So, yeah, there were some really good moments in this series all throughout. And, man, just great stuff here, man. Great stuff. Next up on the list, we have Cybernetics Guardian. Oh, man. Whoo, boy, people don't talk about this OVA enough. This is the precursor to Genocyber. So if you know Genocyber, you more than likely already know what this is. If you don't know what this is, you better be on this because this is some good shit right here. Man, oh man. You have John Stalker. You have this character that gets transformed into this mad biomechanical beast and just goes on an absolute rampage. Boy, I love the mech design for this series, man. That shit looks really, really damn sharp. Great classic OVA from back in the day. And it has some great music in here as well. I mean, that theme song they have in here, oh man, that stuff is great. But anyways, moving on. Next up, we have Iser 1. Yeah, this is a great Yuri anime for sure. I believed I talked about this a while ago. I don't remember what video I talked about it in, but either way, this is a great anime for the Yuri crowd, you know, especially with that garbage Watanari coming out. I'm like, you guys need to remember what good Yuri looks like. And again, this is another mecha series that has a lot of Yuri undertones in there. Um, and it works, right? It works really well. Animation again, sharp and stellar. And it's a horror series on top of that. I'm like, holy shit, we're doing horror, we're doing mecha and Yuri, and it's all blending together. Ah, beautiful, beautiful, man. But yeah, if you're looking for a good Yuri anime, Iser One's got you covered for sure. And last but not least, we have Thunderbolt Fantasy. Now, this is a very special, exception where it's technically not an anime, but some people consider it an anime anyways. And I decided to put it on this list. So, what is Thunderbolt Fantasy? This is basically a anime style puppet show is what I'm gonna call it. That's what it is. You know, it's based off a Taiwan series called Fee. And the creator, he saw that show and he was like, damn, I want to do something like that, but make it a little bit more anime oriented, right? And we got Thunderbolt. Now, the manga is absolute garbage. I mean, it's just a poor adaptation of the show. But this show, man, is something else, you know. Um, wow. I mean, I love the puppetry in this. You know, it kind of has that stop motion feel to it. Giving back to those kind of movies and what have you and television specials. And yeah, if you're looking for an anime or just a show in general that has very unique animation and great designs, I mean, you look no further than Thunderbolt Fantasy. You'll be shocked by how decent this show is. Now, I'm only talking about season one. Because the rest of the seasons, it's like, yeah, they don't really go anywhere. But season one, great stuff. But yeah, with that being said, that's my list. Great anime on here. Definitely should check them out. Give your time to see them, sit down through them, and enjoy them to their fullest. And with that being said, Yuki here, the Rebelling Rose, and until next time, I'll see you.